Today on The Struggling Guitarist, I'm going to struggle through I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. Let's get started. Ooh. So today we're going to be doing a classic from 1986. I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. So here's a little bit of trivia for you. This song is actually a cover. So it was originally written in 1975 by a British rock band called the Arrows. And they claim it was in direct response to the Rolling Stones' It's Only Rock and Roll, which they felt was a very apologetic song about rock and roll. This was supposedly the antithesis of that. So unfortunately, due to newspaper strikes, fights with the record label, and some record placing issues, this song had very little exposure and basically disappeared into obscurity. However, when the Arrows performed it on TV in 1976, Joan Jett saw it, loved it, and bought the rights, the copy of it, so she could do it later on. She then covered it in 1981, producing what is honestly one of the most successful covers in rock and roll history. Anyway, I'm excited to get into this. Let's get started. So to start this song, we'll be doing a series of power chords. So we're going to start up here. We're going to play an open E, 6th string, and we're going to play the 2nd fret of the 5th string. I also like to do the 2-string power chord here, where I also play the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Gives it a little bit of depth to it, but you can do it either way. You're going to play that twice, and you're going to mute it. We're going to keep our finger in the same position. Then we're going to do 4 strums. 3 strums are on this note, and on the upstroke, we're going to come up and we're going to play the 3rd fret of the big E here. When you do this, you also want to pull down on it a little, just to give it a little bit of bend. Now what we're going to do is we're going to scoot down a string here. We're going to play the open and the 2s, play that twice. Then we're going to go and we are going to do the 2nd fret, 5th string with our index finger. And with our ring finger, we're going to do the 4th fret and of the 3rd and 4th strings. Do it twice. Then do that 3 times with the 3rd bend there. Then we go back to it. At which point, this next time around, we're going to start in this position and go 1 and then 3 downs with the open and the 2s. So the way that it's all going to sound is like this. The next part, the way we wrap up this thing is we do another 2 strums here. And you're just going to scoot down all the way to the 15th fret here, 2nd string. But we're going to string bend this up. What we're trying to do is you're trying to match the next octave, right? So you're going to flex it up, bring it down. You're going to scoot your fingers. You're going to play the 12. Go up 1 string to the 14 to the 12. So that would sound like this. That's probably the hardest part, is jumping from here over to here, bending it, going back. So once again, let's do the whole thing. Three, 4. And like that, you're done with the intro. Let's move on. So this next section is very similar to what we just did. So there won't really be any surprises here. So what we're going to be doing is you'll start up here on the open and the twos, and we will do a 2, 3, 4. That's the first bar. The second bar. Then we go back. 2, 3, 4. Which point we'll go to the 2 and the 4s. Back to the 15. Now here is where we do an open and twos on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th string. To the 2 and the 4s. To the open and twos. And you scoot down. So you're doing the open and twos, 3rd, 4th, and 5th string. Now what I just did there is actually something cool that I just learned with this song. If you watch the guitarist in the video, mostly it's during his solo, but apparently he does it other places that you don't get to see. He doesn't have a whammy bar. But what he actually does is he comes over and he actually bends his guitar neck just a touch, and it gives a really cool sound. I highly recommend it. Obviously, you want to be gentle, but this is a lot of fun. Now, another reason I like doing it here is because during the solo, which we'll talk about later on, it tends to go too fast, and I don't have time to reach over, bend, and come right back down here. That's just too fast for me. And for this last part, they hold that for 4 bars, at which point you go back to the 2 and the 4s here, and you just do eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 2, 3, 4. Four, 2, 3, 4. At which point, we move on to the chorus. Now, I debated whether or not to keep it in here or combine it, but the truth is, this is almost identical to the introduction. However, you'll see it a lot, and I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page and that there wasn't any confusion. Okay, so this is going to start just like the intro. Normally, from here, we'd go up and do that string bend. You don't do it this time around. This is really the only main difference between the introduction and the chorus. The introduction would do this. The chorus just does this. See, that is it. That's the only difference. I just wanted to make sure we got it. Let's keep going. Hey, while we're at it, if you find any of the stuff here helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to get notified. I've got a lot of great content coming up. Anyway, back to the music. So next up is the solo. Now the solo is actually kind of wild. There's some string bends and there's a cool run that goes right behind Joan Jett singing. It is fantastic. So we'd start with the open and the twos. This is the E power chord, right? Just like the beginning, we're going to play 2 strums. At which point we're going to move up and we are going to string bend the 2nd fret of this big E. And then open. After which point we're going to shift down and we're going to make a D minor shaped chord here. The difference is instead of being on the D, we're up a string, but you're also going to play that open. Now this is the part in the video I was telling you about, where the guitarist reaches up and pulls on the headstock to get that bending, to get that vibrato sound there. Once again, I'm not going to do it. I am not fast enough to get from here to the next part and doing that. But if you can, go for it. Bravo points for you, okay? So you're going to go from here. What we're going to do is we're going to scoot down. So we're on the 4th string, 9th fret. We're going to play the 9, stay in that string, do an 11. Scoot down a string, so that way we are here on the 9 again. At which point, we're going to put our fingers down, and you're going to do a full bend. When you're in this position, you're going to take your pinky onto the 12th fret of the smallest string there, and you're going to pluck that. Now, during this, you're going to want to hear the sound, this bend go up, but not come down for the first 2. So it's going to go. This 3rd time through, you will bend it up, bend it down, hit the 9, go up a string to the 11, back down to the 9 and hammer on to the 11. At which point you'll go up a string to the 9 and 11, hammer on again, and you're going to do 2 12s on the 2nd string there. This is where it gets fun. What's going to happen here is we're going to put our middle finger down on the 9th fret, 3rd string, and we are going to do 1, 2, 3, slide down to the 8. 1, 2, 3, slide down to the 6. To the 4. To the 2. To the 1. That time we just hammer on because, or you can do a pull off there, either one, because you're not going to slide. And from there, we're going to do a 2, 1, go up 1 string, 4, and then we're going to play this A. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. And the way it falls in behind Joan Jett singing is really kind of brilliant. You don't really hear it until you intentionally listen to it, and then it's really, really cool. So the first thing I'll mention, though, is that when you do these 2 12s, so that's the cue of you go instantly into it after. Now, this is crazy stuff. It's a lot of fun, like I said. But I will admit, I hit it only about 75% of the time. It happens so fast that if I get off for any reason, I'm hosed, okay? Let's be honest here. And like that, you're done with a solo. Let's keep going. Okay, let's go ahead and finish up this song. So the best part of this is it's basically just a chorus. There's one small tweak. So the chorus does this. That last part, this B to the E, that's the part that changes. So what happens here? This ending repeats 3 times and then ends on the 4th. So what it's going to do, starting on this B chord, instead of doing this followed by 3 of these, this is where it gets a little funky. You're still going to do this, but it works a little differently. Before, that was the ending of that measure. What this actually is you're going to do 1 B, 1 E, and then it's going to repeat back into the beginning. So it's still going to make those 3 strums, but it cuts it short and repeats the whole thing. So why don't I just restart it again so we get a clear picture of where we are, okay? here we go. Did you hear that? So like I said, you're going to do that 3 times through. On the 4th time through, you're going to do a B and 2 E's and mute it. And that's how the song ends. Once again, let's play through the whole ending just to make sure we're on the same page here. Nice and slow. Just the 2nd time. Third time. And the ending. And like that, you've learned everything you need to know to play I Love Rock and Roll. So thanks for helping me struggle through I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett today. Man, what an epic song. It's female empowerment and rebellion at its best. It's fantastic. Anyways, I'm so glad you were here today. I learn a lot going over this stuff with you. Hopefully it helps you too. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on The Struggling Guitarist.